I'm gonna do this now. And now to escape the country and requires some money to do so. She is also a famous YouTube idol who's can you do YouTube idol who's saying the viral video. Never gonna throw you up. Never gonna throw you up. What? That's like something you say to some spoiled food. And right, the famous online novel Leon's Test, is that from Resident Evil Leon? Some of you might get that, who knows. Sounds dramatic, doesn't it? Sure, sure. You must be really bored with your life. You really think so? This is a story for another day then. I'll be listening. To be content? Yes. There has to be another one. Yes. Yes, there has to be another one. Author's notes. Hi. I'm the writer Corn. Oh, Corn.Bailey. Still there though. Hi, I'm the writer Corn. Corn the cat from Dragon Ball Z now. Dragon Ball Z. Thanks for playing reprinted Nigeria or Dragon Ball in general. I don't know if he makes any appearances in Dragon Ball Z. It was so fun to make. I had to choke myself to death every time I opened the script. Yes, you probably did, honestly. Not because it's funny, but because I cringe with half laughter, half apprehension at the prospect of people like yourself going, "What just happened?" at the computer when they. I like you. You're a good person, Mr. Corn. Anyway, you're done. Do you have any questions? Who the heck is Rich Astley? Good question. According to the epilogue, Rich is Horai School Club Senior. Horai School Club Senior. Doesn't sound very cool, I suppose. And he's apparently so bored he makes bots and trolls people with them in his spare time. He was also the one who created the Prince of Nigeria bot, which conquered the Horai one day and gave her the inspiration to write an article, featuring herself as a dumbass. What is a bot? Well, a bot is pretty much an automated programmed chat thing. These things are you serious? I know they have like Cleverbot and all those other people, but I mean, can people really make things that good? We're just pre-programmed to give certain answers to certain questions. Naturally, bots aren't human, and it gets very obvious when the prince shows itself completely incapable of answering Horai's questions appropriately, or even get her name right. Like, call me. Her background is pretty much kept ambiguous aside from that. There may be a sequel where he may be more adequately explored, but for now, he's just an epilogue secret character. So who exactly is Horai? Exactly what the epilogue implied. She's a comedy writer for a website called Mact. If you can tell what Mact is, a reference to well done. No, I don't! Don't tell me well done! I don't deserve it! The article, in quotes, she wrote about her following for the Prince of Nigeria is a mere joke article. And also, what's the main story of this game? Where'd all the names come from? Excellent question. I've just been waiting to tell you guys my long name rant. Oh boy! Actually, not really. Most of the names were just thought up when I was drunk on tea. I don't know how that works, but yeah, sure. I drink a lot of tea. For horror, I want a Chinese name, mostly Romanized and do something English-like. Kind of like my name, Corin, which is from my Chinese name, Kuo-Lin. Ooh, that's interesting. Horai's name comes from Huolai, which means fire field. It has a double plus meaning because I like how it resembles the Japanese name for the Buddhist legendary tree, Horai. I just like playing with Japanese and Chinese names, I suppose. Oh, that's a nice hobby. Part of catching popcorn? Well, I have no idea, actually. You'll have to ask Rich about that. It actually came from Anaruk Kachin Popcorn, a famous Thai guy on Facebook. Anaruk Kachin Popcorn. He's a concerned Thai citizen and voter. As for Rich Hazley, don't pretend you don't. You don't know where that name came from. I'm left in the dark. Where'd you get the idea for this story? Story? What story? This writer even realizes it. What story? JK, JK. Aww. This question is hard to answer because it really came from different sources. I can't really address them all. But the idea really just came when I got a scam email of my own. I read up more about it. It wasn't from the Prince of Nigeria though, just a bank in Nigeria claiming that I'm the only living relative of someone who recently died in a car crash is going to leave me 30 freaking trillion US dollars as long as I respond with some sensitive information. Hahaha. No way, 419 dude. Anyway, the first draft of the story is simply the main story without the epilogue, without art, just email bouncing between the protagonists of the scammer pod. The main character also had no design except in my head, where she has to be a silly female version of me, named Corin, as well, with waist-length black hair, green eyes, and a simple blue. It looked purple to me. And then I explored it. I just decided that naming the main character after myself would be way too confusing, despite them using self-depreciation, and stuck her with a new name. I originally planned to make this game offer a new route for those who pay $1 for it, but then I realized that I really wasn't ready for all this commercial mumbo-jumbo. Well, thank you for making it free. How long did you take to develop this? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Originally, I planned on making this completely artless, with just random emails and random replies. And I didn't actually want to include the epilogue in this game, but in a sequel instead. Then the wonderful Choco Bickies came, and I offered to do art, which I later included and added the epilogue in as well. Ultimately, though, I first got the idea for this summer at the end of January, or the beginning of February. So it took around a month, on and off. It was refreshing. Well, yes! What's with all those communist jokes? This guy really thought of everything, did he? Oh, I can find this here who falls for it. Nice Cambot. Oh. I have no idea, actually. And the print replay. Yeah, I suppose being from China myself, I sometimes enjoy poking fun at Chinese history, and by proxy, Soviet history. This also has to do with this plot bunny I have about a girl during the Cultural Revolutionary named Ying. But that's a story for another day. No more questions, thank you. Glad to have you here. Thanks for playing. Image gallery? These are all the images that are in. Wow. Here's the good ending. Here's the bad ending. This is. Oh, I see. And this guy. Return. Music room. Back to main menu. Well, guys, this was Reprints of Nigeria, and I'm happy I finished it. I'm probably gonna replay it someday, and I will play your sequel, Mr. Corn, or